Happy Word Wisdom Wednesday, everybody. Today I want to take some time to talk about the word divine, because the word divine has so many beautiful meanings, and through understanding the word better, we can learn to access our own divinity, and we can learn what it means to access our divinity and to have that energy coursing through us. So the first definition is the obvious one. It means to be of or like God, which has within it this idea of transcendence, this idea of being unconditional, of being all-powerful, all-knowing, which tells me that being divine is about being able to trust our inner knowing and our inner wisdom and to come from a place of self-empowerment. That's what we're doing when we access our inner divinity. It also means to have supernatural or magical insight. So, as in like when you divine something, to have it like a divining technique or divination. So it's interesting that divine in the sense of the Judeo-Christian world and to divine in the sense of like tarot, numerology, and the psychic world come from the same root of divinity, and one is seen as scary and occult and esoteric, and the other one is seen as like totally matter-of-fact, spiritual, godly, religious. But really, they're the same. It's the same thing. So there's no separation between understanding yourself as an aspect of God, as in made in the image of God, or understanding yourself as a powerful creator who has an inner knowingness within them that can guide them along their journey. So you can be both an aspect of God and employing magical and spiritual insight. The third definition is my favorite one, and it means to be excellent or delightful, as in like, oh, that piece of cheesecake is divine. And what this tells me is that there is this third and missing layer to divinity that's about playfulness and about delight. And so when you're able to access the energies of delight and playfulness, and as the magical supernatural definition would involve curiosity, and then as the religious definition would involve transcendence. So in full, in a complete way, to access one's divinity means to be able to approach life from a place of delight, a place of play, a place of curiosity, and a place of transcendence. Those things might seem easier said than done, but the idea here is that we all have divinity within us. That divinity is not something separate, it's not something sacred, it's not something out there in the world that needs to be attained. You are divine because you exist. By the very nature of and fact of your existence, you've got God's or sources or the great whatever's stamp of approval, because here you are, existing and living and being in the world. And so you're already divine. So the question then just becomes how to access our divinity. And one of the ways to access it is through understanding the nature of what it means to be divine. To be divine is to be delightful, to be excellent, to be transcendent, and to be magically insightful. So with all of that in mind, I just want to invite you guys today to let that sink in and to ask yourself, where are the places in my life that I've been filled with dread? Where are the places in my life that I could employ a sense of play, a sense of wonder, a sense of curiosity? Even if it's the same old stuff that you always do, try to come at that same old stuff, as Jesus said, from a childlike place. Not childish, not infantile, but childlike. Childlike in the sense that as a child, everything is constantly new. You've encounter on a daily basis something you've never heard of before or never seen before. Your first winter, your first autumn, your first steps, your first time hearing a 5-syllable word, your first time going to school, on and on and on it goes. So if you can bring that childlike anticipation to the things that you encounter and do on a daily basis, you will be activating your divine essence. And when you do that, being alive becomes a divine thing to be, a delightful thing to be. So tell me in the comments how that goes when you try to access your divinity today. I'd love to talk about this more. I trust you, humanity. I love you, humanity. See you in the next video. Bye.